Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Talking Games with Kelly and Andrew. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Kelly.
Kelly, how was your spooky weekend?
It was great. It was very spooky. And me and Peter, Peter was really excited because he didn't have to wear a costume. He could just go out.
Yeah, because he's inherently a spooky dude.
Right. So he was really excited about that. But, now he's kind of gotta dial it back a little bit as we move into the Christmas season, the holiday season.
Ghosts and winter holidays aren't generally the best friends, I feel like.
Yes, but I will say, Christmas Carol, there were ghosts in there. Nightmare Before Christmas, there was ghosts in there.
So I think what you're saying is that Peter is going to be just fine.
Yeah, it's doable.
He's going to have to learn how to cosplay.
Yeah, he just needs to be flexible, and then he'll be fine.
Well, he's a ghost. He doesn't even have muscles to worry about overextending.
That's true.
You know who does have muscles though?
Who?
Giant, hulking,
glistening,
massive, sweaty, glistening, pulsing muscles.
Oh, who?
Knuckles, the echidna.
Oh yeah.
Who did you
That's
think
true.
I met?
I don't know. I guess I think I knew in my heart that you meant Knuckles.
Yeah. So sadly, depending who you ask, not me, I would never say that. Idris Elba stated that in the new Sonic movie, Knuckles, who he is voicing, will not be sexy. I heard this news. I was shocked. And I just thought to myself, I wonder why he said that. I wonder what caused him to bring that up, because that's really random. And it was basically just like a passing quote in an interview where he's like, no, he's not sexy. I'm not going to make him sexy. He won't be sexy. And I feel like he probably just before that interview Googled Knuckles for the first time and scrolled for more than 5 seconds and was like, whoa, and wanted to make sure that he was separated from those images he saw.
Yeah, my theory's a little bit different.
Okay, what's your theory?
So, Idris Elba, I think, is inherently beautiful.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if you've ever seen The Office, but he plays a character in The Office, and he says, I am aware of the effect I have on women. Because, as we all know, Idris Elba does have an effect on women and many men. So, I think maybe he was saying that yeah, I play sexy characters, but Knuckles is not going to be sexy.
That does make sense.
But I think I like yours better. Because the idea of
scared.
Idris Elba Googling Knuckles and scrolling down and being like, oh, that brings me a lot of joy.
I just really, I do have to believe that there's very slim odds that Idris Elba, esteemed actor, really knows what character he's playing, I don't think he understands how much X-rated content there is of the character he's playing. They probably just told him hey, here's a paycheck if you want to voice this innocent video game character, and he said yes.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but I don't think he knows what he's getting into here.
Yeah. He's opening a whole can of worms.
Yeah. A whole can of bugs.
A whole can of bugs. Perhaps a snack of bugs. Because a free Bug Snacks expansion was announced for early 2022.
Are you excited?
Not really. I didn't play Bug Snacks, and I have no interest in playing Bug Snacks, but I'm excited for Bug Snacks. Avid the snack heads.
The snackers.
Snacks heads. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I played this game to completion. I did everything in this game when it came out. Granted, that's not that much more than just beating the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a difficult game to think about because I don't think it's particularly because I loved it so much as it was a PlayStation 5 launch game and was the PlayStation Plus game that month. So like
It's cute.
I liked it. It was good. I am not dissing on it at all. But me liking it does not necessarily mean I will return to it even for a free update. And
Yeah.
I do appreciate I don't think that there was much more to be done with it, to be frank. I think it was a nice closed product that I didn't need more of unless it was like a full sequel a few years down the line. But it's free, so I am not complaining at all, and I appreciate what they're doing for their fans.
Yeah. See, when I look at this, it just makes me want to play. It makes me want a Viva Pinata for current gens.
Okay. Do you want me to call Microsoft?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
This
This part in the trailer where a little bug is wearing a top hat.
Yeah.
And he has like a little house, and and it's really cute. And you used to be able to, in Viva Pinata, you would like build houses for your pinatas.
Yeah.
And you could also put little hats on them. So.
Well, I'll make one of them for you. I'll make the sequel.
Okay. Thanks. I appreciate that. You know, it's hard out here.
Yeah, I'll make Threeva Pinata.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
That sounds pretty good to me.
This Bugsnax trailer was in the PlayStation showcase that we discussed.
Yes.
Which we have a couple more things we're going to talk about from that, but oh my goodness. Disappointment is a generous term. It was quite a mess of a show. Almost no reveals. It's mostly just like updates to old things, updates on things we already knew about, and then like a couple tiny reveals, and no exciting release date reveals, which seems to be PlayStation's MO now. But to take the negative spin off of this, one of the games that they did announce was a new entry in the Star Ocean franchise, Star Ocean: The Divine Force. This is a franchise by Square Enix. I didn't expect to see one of these games at this showcase. I didn't expect a new Star Ocean game anytime soon. I feel like this has been a very quiet series lately. I liked the trailer. Graphically pretty impressive. It's coming to PS5 and PS4, as is every game they showed in the showcase was PS5 and PS4. No PS5 exclusives. It gave me big Xenoblade Chronicles X vibes.
That's how I feel.
It's the colors and like the graphical style. It's very distinct. And like that game's kind of like a lot of people know about it, but very few people have played it because it was on Wii U, which nobody had. But I think that's a good thing. I loved Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I wish there were more games like it. But it's coming next year. It's not exclusive. It's just this was where it was revealed. I'm excited. I think it's cool that Square Enix showed this off, and I'm glad for Star Ocean fans. Good for them. Good. Yay.
Good stuff. You know,
I feel like I want to have more to say, but I don't.
Yeah, sometimes there's just not a whole lot to say.
It just looks... I mean, go watch the trailer if it sounds interesting. It's an action RPG with lots of zooming around in the air and running, and there's pretty environments and characters and fighting.
Yes. I've been looking at... Well, last week I almost bought Tales of Arise.
Oh.
But I went to like a secondhand store. I went to the Exchange, for those who are familiar.
Yeah.
And they really only had one new copy, and it was like $70. So I was like, okay, never mind. I'll just hold off.
I don't want to trash on a business in our video game podcast, but I went to the Exchange coincidentally very recently. A new one that opened near me. And I haven't been there in a while, and like the prices weren't perfect before, but I saw a bunch of amiibos, and they had an Isabelle amiibo loose, and it had a $40 price tag on it. And I was like, wait, that can't be right. So I did look on Amazon, It's the Isabelle that was packaged with Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival for the Wii, which is still available on Amazon for $20 and comes with Isabelle and another Amiibo and the game.
Oof.
So, yeah, no, the exchange is just kind of, I think they just Google prices and then slap price, the biggest one they see on.
Yeah.
Because I don't even think Tales of Arise is 70 on, I don't think it's supposed to be 70 on PS5.
Maybe it was 60. Maybe it was 60.
I guess,
I just
yeah,
thought maybe
but-
I'd get like maybe I could find like a used copy since it's been like a month or two, but
yeah.
nope. That's fine. That's
I mean,
completely
Black Friday
unrelated.
is-
But I saw this trailer and I don't know why, but it kind of like reminded me of a Tales of game. that
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't-
it shares a lot of DNA, I'd say.
So that was I just needed to go off on that tangent that had almost nothing to do with the news that we were sharing.
Well, Black Friday is right around the corner, and that means that we can buy a bunch of games for less money.
That's true. I also can buy it. Like I'm not like I can do it. Like I want to buy that game, but I have the ability. I just am so like I get kind of caught up in the games that I am playing right now that I have already played about 25 times in my life. But I really need to branch out.
Hey, it happens to the best of us.
It does. I think it's comforting to play games that we are familiar with and that we enjoy,
Yeah.
especially games that maybe we played when we were younger. So,
Yeah.
but alas, it's unrelated. Something that was also shown off was a new trailer. It was pretty long. It was a trailer for the game Little Devil Inside. There was no release date, but the trailer showed off a few different features. Like there's some, like the traveling, and like there's like a little phone thing, and I don't know if it's a phone, but it's like a little apparatus. And there was this really cute part in the trailer where he's like driving, and there's like a bunch of sheep in the road, and he's like, "Hey sheep, move!" And they all go, "Meh," and they like all like vibrate off the road. But yeah, no release date. So it looks like a little, I don't know. Is it an indie game?
I think it's like a medium scale, like an indie studio that's supported by Sony.
Yeah.
I can't say
But-
for sure.
It's like a little
this trailer-
stylistic. Looks good.
The trailer wonked me out because there were like, it has like quite a few different art styles, and the gameplay seems like there's a lot of different types of gameplay in this trailer. The combat is like really slow and methodical, but then like when you're on overworld moving, you're just like these little dolls popping up and down. I really don't
Yeah.
understand what this game is, and the trailer did not help.
It looks quite quirky.
Yeah, and it doesn't look bad, but I also am like, okay, but I kind of want to wait till later so I can maybe understand what this game is.
Yeah.
It almost gives me Death Stranding vibes in that way, of like, I don't exactly know what I watched, but I like it for some reason.
Yeah. And it's like he's going somewhere and doing something, but why?
Yeah,
What is the reason?
I guess we'll find out in the distant future, probably not next year since they didn't even say a release date.
Yeah, that's interesting. It was a really, it was a really like meaty trailer. I'm surprised. there was no
That's
release
what
date.
confused me. They closed the show with it. Like, they were confident in this thing. It was a 5-minute trailer, and then they were just like, okay, bye.
Bye. See you guys. Bye bye.
Speaking of old comforting games, that was a bad transition because you spoke about that last topic. Oh well. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas has been announced to be coming to Oculus Quest 2 by Mark Zuckerberg. I feel like that's important.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed this. Part of me would be like, that's bad. That's going to be dumb. But then also Resident Evil 4 just launched on Quest 2 and is getting like incredible reviews, and people are saying like, wow, this is like a redefining of what this game can do and what it means to be in the Resident Evil 4 in that game, you know? So, and I plan on playing the Resident Evil 4 VR version somewhat soon. And I feel like that will dictate how I feel about this announcement.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I see more utility in making a game like Resident Evil for the Oculus rather than a game like Grand Theft Auto, but
Yeah, like a
I'm
linear shooter makes more sense, I think.
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like the open world aspect of Grand Theft Auto is sort of diminished when you like translate that to VR, but I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not the case. I guess they do Skyrim VR, and that's, that's fairly open world too. So
But that was also designed in first person, and this was not, so that might make a
that's
big
true.
difference.
That's true. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Why these people make these choices?
I don't know why Mark Zuckerberg makes any of his choices. Also, I don't like that the Facebook rebranding includes uses of the words metaverse, which is definitively part of Persona 5 and like represents like the clouded consciousness of the general masses. And I'm like, did nobody Google that before? Are you like not allowed to Google things if you work at Facebook because it's Google?
Yeah. Probably have to Bing it.
That's funny.
I don't even know. GoDaddy? No, that's a website thing. DuckDuckGo?
They probably just look it up on Facebook and then get a bunch of lies and conspiracy theories.
Yeah, that's great that Mark Zuckerberg's doing more things because he's so good at running Facebook.
Yeah, and he's such a cool guy that we like.
Speaking of mismanagement.
Oh. Ouch.
So last week we talked about how the Cyberpunk PS5 current gen update was delayed to early next year, as well as Witcher 3. They're just Cyberpunk is delaying all updates to 2022. So any and all Cyberpunk updates are now delayed. That's pretty much all there is to it. There was like they released like a revised roadmap, which like meant nothing. It was just a bunch of like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 DLC, 5, 6, 7, 8 DLC. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, there's not actually any time on this. It's just like in order when you would
release
a bunch
of numbers.
Like, yeah, it would be in order. I do have to say though, I really don't think this is that big of a deal because it's November. I think it's kind of a bummer because it'll be 1 year, like the 1 year anniversary of the game next month. So it would stand to reason that they would release some sort of like yearly anniversary update. But I also think that they'd be better off just like not messing up anything more than they already have. And if they feel like they need to delay these things to next year, then that's fine with me because it's November. So next year is really only 2 months away.
Yeah. It's more so, I feel like for me, it's more so the weirdness of announcing this like after that previous announcement of the current gen versions. I'm like, why didn't you just bundle this together? And also like, it's just the situation makes it so like anytime they announce something even a little bit like bad like this, it's like, ugh, just add to the pile. Because even if they've done like a lot of good, it doesn't feel like they've solved the issues at hand yet. Right. So I don't know. We'll see what these updates even entail. Just what is it going to be? Stability, and stability.
Maybe some like quality of life stuff. Like, hey, in this cyberpunk ultra futuristic game, well, the way that you make your character in the very beginning of the game, you cannot change the way that they look.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Like, you guys can probably throw that in, right? I mean, the game's been out for a year now, so it's a little bit interesting that that's not a feature.
Have like a, like a
barber.
Or a plastic surgeon or something. Like, it's the future.
A Ripper doc, yeah. Like one specifically for like appearances.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a lot of like little things like that. They don't like ruin the game, but they're like, why didn't anybody do this? Like, why wasn't this even thought of? Maybe that's what they mean by updates, and maybe they'll be doing more patches and stuff. I don't really know because it's really unclear. The language that they use is very unclear.
Yeah, it just feels like the mismanagement's kind of carrying on at this point, and it's just going to stay that way
Right.
probably forever. I don't think they're going to repair themselves properly.
No, I don't think so either. And nothing happened after Cyberpunk came out. Nobody was fired. Nobody changed positions. It's still the same
Oops.
team. So it's like
It was just like, sorry guys.
they're just having to clean up their own mess, and it's taking a long time.
Yeah.
The game should have been delayed till 2022.
Or 3.
Honestly, yeah.
What a mess. What a mess.
Messy, messy mess.
Vigarious. Ooh.
Ooh.
Vicarious visions. I didn't even say anything like bad or offensive. I just said Vi Gary.
Bye, Gary.
So look, I said bye, Gary. See you later. Vicarious Visions, the studio behind the remake of Tony Hawk, as well as other things for Activision, is reportedly losing its name and merging with Blizzard. This is another situation where everything, all the air around this story makes this story sound worse, because anything to do with Blizzard or Activision right now, I'm going to be like, ew. Like, they could literally just be like, oh, we gave $40 to a food bank. And I'd be like, I don't care, because you did all this stuff. Also, I don't know why they'd give $40 to a food bank. But I also think this is bad because Vicarious Visions is one of the few studios that makes like original stuff still. And Blizzard, realistically, is just an Overwatch machine.
Yeah.
And I don't think Activision needs to reduce the number of games it's making. I think they need to expand and also address a lot of stuff. As a side note, this was a story that happened this week as well. Bobby Kotick took a major pay cut to the absolute minimum he was able to be paid per year, which was about like $60,000. And it's a hollow gesture, and still screw him, because he got a $155 million bonus a couple months ago.
Oh, I'm only getting paid $60,000 a year. Don't look at the bonus. That guy stinks. He's stinky and he smells bad. And you heard it here first, folks.
Get him.
Get him. Sorry.
Why are you apologizing? It's Bobby Kotick. He doesn't need apologize to.
Just reminiscing about a stinky man.
He can cry into like a couple
I wasn't
million.
apologizing to him. I was apologizing to the audience because they were probably like, yeah, we get it.
Stanky.
Anyway, so Amy Hennig, who was a writer and director for Uncharted and Jak and Daxter and a few other Naughty Dog games, she is reportedly teaming up with the studio Skydance Studios, and they are making a Marvel property. So Skydance has made movies, and they also made a VR game, the Walking Dead VR game, which was actually supposed to be pretty good. But they're making a Marvel game, and it's supposed to be an original story, and she will be writing and or directing.
So. I would assume so this is technically not a game, but also Amy Hennig is very historically a video game director, so I'd be surprised if this was not a video game.
Oh, yeah. It says Marvel Project.
It could be a movie. It could be a TV show, but, with Amy Hennig involved, I'd be surprised.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's a weird middle ground, because I do think there's an oversaturation of video game or Marvel in video games right now. But these ones specifically, like these high budget games like Spider-Man, like the new Wolverine game that are coming, like those games I get excited for because I really trust the studios,
Yeah.
So with those properties, like I'm fine. Like if Amy Hennig is legitimately making a new Marvel game, that's fine. I'm a little confused though because she's working on uh foretold, foreshadowed, forspoken,
Forspoken.
forspoken for Square Enix. So I guess that game's coming out in a few months, so she's probably done with it.
Yeah.
But I was just surprised to hear that she's working on something else so soon. And I guess this is also a report, so it could be super early in development.
Right. Right.
But I trust her a lot.
I don't. No, I'm just kidding.
That was so convincing. There was a moment where I was like, are we about to have a fight? Are we about to have an argument?
No, I trust her as well. And I am in the same boat as you. I'm not like, I don't really get the Marvel thing for games, but things like Spider-Man and that new Marvel role-playing game looks kind of fun, but we'll see. I forget what it's called.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
No. It's not out. It's not out yet.
I
It's
know.
not out.
Oh, the new tactical RPG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're-
Shadow Sun.
Sons of Anarchy.
No, I think it has Sun in it.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog Sun.
Sons of
Shadow-
Shadow's Anarchy.
Son of Shadow.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Like I mean like Son of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, yeah.
Midnight Suns.
Oh, okay. That's
I
the
knew there
name
was
of.
Sun.
That's the name of. Stephanie Meyer wrote the first Twilight book from Edward's perspective as well, and she titled it Midnight Sun, and it never released. You had to
Wow.
like. Okay, so you had to like find it online and like PDF, and you could like read it that way.
You heard it here first.
But I think she actually released it, if I'm not mistaken, later on,
Oh.
like a few years ago, maybe.
Well, let's go. Let's do a live reading of it right now.
Yeah, okay. I think that's a good
Okay.
idea.
All right, I'm starting right now.
Okay.
Shoji Meguro
Oh.
is. Oh wait. Oh, I
don't
clicked on the
remember
wrong thing.
This part of Twilight.
Yeah. You don't remember Shoji Meguro being in Twilight?
No, I'm not sure I do. Maybe, was he Jacob?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's why. I was never
Yes.
Team Jacob, so.
The composer for Persona and Shin Megami Tensei, and actor for Jacob in Twilight, apparently,
Mhm.
Shoji Meguro is leaving Atlus, or has already left Atlus, should I say, to work on independent games. I feel like normally a video game composer leaving a studio wouldn't be the biggest thing in the world. It'd just be kind of like, oh, like, go on, like, live your life, do what you gotta. But this is Shoji Meguro, who like is deeply tied to the iconography of especially the Persona series, in my opinion. Like, think of Persona 5, and one of the first thing that comes to mind is like the music.
Yeah.
You hear that music.
Any of the Persona games. Any of them.
Yeah. Like you hear that baby, you know, you know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Persona 3, all the games have this really iconic music. So like instantly I'm like, wait, what's going to happen? Like I know you guys have like a good pool of talent to work with, but geez, like he is so good at creating this audio identity to these games. I don't know what it's going to be like without him.
Yeah, it's quite sad. 25 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It's a very long time.
And I'm sure like now I'm excited for the independent games that he's working on, because those games are going to be elevated by his music a lot.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
I was just very surprised to hear this. Yeah, 25 years. That's a long time. And you really wouldn't expect somebody to bail after that time. You'd expect them to be like, all right, just make another game and then retire or something.
Yeah. Well, I think it'll be interesting to see what they do with the next Persona game when that comes out in 20 years. What the music will sound like. If it'll try and be in his style, or if it's just going to be like a whole new thing.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. We'll probably
Yeah.
find out at the end of the year, next year,
Yeah.
when Persona 6 presumably gets announced, if there's some music in the trailer.
Yeah. It'll get announced for like 2023, and then it'll come out in like 2027.
Yeah, I was going to say like 6 or 7.
I just remember, wasn't Persona 4 supposed to come, or Persona 5 supposed to come out in like 2014?
Yeah, for the PlayStation 3.
Let's not talk about it.
And then it came out in well, technically it came out in 2016 in Japan, and then 2017
Yeah,
in America.
Let's not dwell on it. Those are dark times.
Yeah, it was a long time. I mean, the PS4 came out, and then they put it on the PS4.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Dang.
I think you're allowed to say that word. I don't think our audience's ears will hurt from that one.
Okay, sorry guys.
Tweet at Kellie if you were offended by her word choice there.
Yeah, please. I'll apologize to you personally.
I don't even think I would have to check the explicit box for that word.
Yeah, probably not.
I feel if anything, we'd have to check the explicit box for talking about sexy knuckles for a long time.
I have to be honest. I am like I have pretty bad potty mouth.
Yeah.
So I really have to like temper myself for this podcast. It's hard sometimes. I just want to. I just want to go crazy.
You've only sworn 3 times on recording. The first one. Well, the second one you called Willem Dafoe the B word in a nice way. But we did have to cut that out. Do you remember doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I called him down. Yeah. Like he was down. Like he was down for anything.
Yes, but then you paused and you said, wait, that's not allowed. And then I believe you told the audience to do something obscene to themselves once.
What?
But that's...
No way. You're making that up. You're trying to make me look bad. No way. Get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here. Mr. Zuckerberg, get this guy out of here.
We're not on Facebook. If Facebook sent an offer to post our podcast on Facebook, I'd decline it.
Yeah.
I don't want to be there.
I don't want to be there. I'm scared.
I'm scared. I can't even play Farmville. You probably can. I don't even know. I just made that up. But guess what I played this week, Kellie? Guess what released and that I played this week?
What?
Mario Party Superstars. This is the latest Mario Party game. It's out on Nintendo Switch. It is sort of like a best of game. It has maps from the Nintendo 64 games and mini games from across the series. I played a couple hours of it in a small group setting, so I played some local multiplayer. I will not do a full review, but this is some impressions, because I don't think it's fair to review a game you haven't played more fully. But the maps I played on, I liked a lot. I think the visual improvements are incredible, because these are Nintendo 64 maps that they remade. When you enter a map, it shows you little screenshots of what it looked like on N64, just to make you be like, whoa, you did it. Good job. And then I also think it looks a bit better than Super Mario Party, the other Mario Party on Switch. Just like some nice animations that are improved, and like shadow details are pretty good. The gameplay is Mario Party. If you don't know anything about Mario Party, how'd you pull that off? But it's the same formula, very satisfying to play if you're willing to deal with a lot of luck-based mechanics. The mini games are really good. They picked like the best of the best, so it's kind of like cheating, but also I don't care because I get to play them. And they're also all visually improved, so it looks really nice. I played this game with a Pro controller, which was very exciting because you are only allowed to play Super Mario Party with a single sideways Joy-Con, even if you're playing alone. Which I think it makes sense in this because some of the mini games require like motion and stuff, but I don't know. I don't think it's worth it so that you have to play with a sideways Joy-Con. I kind of wish that this game merged with Super Mario Party, because there's some things about this game that are worse than that one. I think the mini games are generally better, and I think it's visually a bit nicer, but they cut back the roster a lot for this one, and like there's some fun characters from Super Mario Party that just aren't here. It's just like the basics. And then they got rid of the 2v2 multiplayer mode, which, yeah, I know because they're based only on N64 maps, you can't really do that. But like, why can't you do that? Just make altered versions. That was my favorite part of Super Mario Party, was the 2 versus 2 mode. So I was very disappointed by that. But I had fun. It's Mario Party. If you like Mario Party, you will enjoy this one. It's bogus just as usual, so make sure you play with people who aren't angry or competitive, or it will not be fun. And it has pushy penguins.
That's a good one.
The penguins are pushy.
I
Yeah.
have a question for you.
Yeah,
Who do you-
might have an answer.
When you play Mario Party, who do you pick as your character?
So in this one, it was Rosalina, which is part of my disappointment because in the last game, it was a toss between Shy Guy, because I like when he goes wow,
Yeah, and he's so cute.
and Monty Mole,
Oh, Monty Mole. He's
because
also
Monty
so
Mole is a
cute.
really stupid inclusion that I love. It's just the dumbest thing.
Yeah,
So, and those two characters are gone.
that's ridiculous. Bring back Shy Guy.
Yeah, that felt. I mean, I guess because he's like part of a lot of the stages, they couldn't have him. But like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Shy Guy can. In Super Mario Party, you could play Whack-A-Mole as Monty Mole. Like, it's fine.
Dark.
Yeah, it's fine. I think it was a strange choice. He looks
Yeah.
really nervous in Super Mario Party. He sweats and gets really big eyes when he's playing. But that is not the case here.
Cute.
Yeah, I thought it was a strange thing to reduce the character roster because they clearly used the last game as a basis graphically. So why didn't they just keep all the characters?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a big Yoshi girl and Dry Bones.
Yeah.
And Luigi sometimes.
Yeah. I'm mixed. I think it's just sad because there's a lot of things about the last one that I like. Like, I like the custom dice, that everybody had unique dice. I like
Yeah.
the 2v2 mode. I like the character selection. And I think this is like a more polished game as far as like the maps and the mini games. But those little features make a big difference,
Yeah, for sure.
So I might have more impressions later if I decide to play a lot more, but I can't imagine my opinion changing much. I covered most of the bases.
Yeah.
And it's good
Mario
that it has
Party.
online multiplayer. That's completely like you can pause and resume games with friends at any time, which is good. So that's a huge improvement.
Yeah.
So, well, look at that. Look at us. We made it through another week. We survived the spooky holiday.
Yep.
That means coming up is the turkey holiday,
Yeah.
or
For
as
some
I
of
like
us,
to call
it's-
it.
Oh,
Go ahead. Nope. Oh, well, we were both gonna make a joke about what we call Thanksgiving, I think.
Some of us like to call it the mashed potato holiday.
Why are you vegetarian?
Well, I just don't love turkey. But, well,
Balloon?
what
did you just
say? I was trying to say we'll see and I'll eat it, and it just turned into just not even a word. Just nothing. Just my brain being gray mush.
Yeah. I don't even remember my joke because I got so distracted by the room. So, well, thank everybody for listening. Look forward to next week. I hope that you're enjoying the start of this November. I cannot believe it's November.
Ugh.
This
Have
is
to
our
do your
20
holiday shopping.
Yeah, maybe buy your relatives a Patreon gift card and tell them to go support. It's a weird thing that I keep making jokes about, considering we don't have a Patreon.
Yeah, maybe it's your subconscious just wanting to get a Patreon.
Yeah, I think it makes about 0.0% chance for us to get a Patreon, but I want one so that I can say subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah, I know. Me too. That will be our Christmas wish.
Santa, advertise us so we get so big, so we get huge.
Please, Santa.
Please.
I'll never question your realness again.
Did you question his realness?
Yeah, I do.
All right, I'm calling it. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.